Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Words for the Soul. Good evening, Words for the Soul family. As you can see, my mom is not here hosting today. I am the host of the month of August. Bishop was the host of the month for July. So it's a family takeover type thing. And I am so excited that there is Faith. Hey, beautiful, that you are joining us this evening. I am excited for y'all to hear from our young adults, our youth. They have some great things that they're going to share with us. And we're talking about back to school. School is getting ready to come up in the next couple of weeks. I know that a couple of schools are actually starting later this season. So I wanted to kind of jump in it early before they got busy with their own schedules. So without further ado, I am going to let these beautiful ladies, who I call my little sister, I have had a great opportunity to help them in their growth, to speak life into them, and just to be able just to help them get through life and partner through life a little bit. And so I'm going to turn the floor over to whoever wants to introduce themselves. But the floor is yours, ladies. Let us know who you are.
Hi, my name is Faith.
Hi, Faith. Tell us about yourself. How old are you? What school? Give me something, my love.
Um, I just turned 19 in May. Yes. I'm currently not going to school right now, but I do have a plan to go to school eventually.
Okay. I love that. Yes, we have plans here, people. Hallelujah. Love that. All right. Anything else?
Um,
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. All right. Who's next, ladies? Y'all know I call out names, so let's go.
I'm Lanai Johnson. I'm 18, and my school that I'm going to as a freshman this year is Incarnate Word, and my major is biology. And at the end of the day, my goal is to go to med school and become an anesthesiologist.
Okay, now. Anesthesiologist took a minute to learn how to even spell that word, but okay, honey. I love that. All right. Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm Trinity, and I'm 17, 18 and 4 months. And then I got to include it. And then I go to Judson still. And the goal is to be an ultrasound technician.
Okay. Okay, medical people. Okay. Yes, honey. I love that. All right, Lisa, last but not least.
I'm Lisa Smith. I'm going to Baylor University. I'm 18, doing pre-med, medical humanities designed as pre-med, and the end goal is to be an OBGYN.
Okay, here. Look, I'm here for right, not the 4 months. Make sure that Tita to let us know that she's on the up and coming. Okay. Yes. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. I am excited. These they have goals. Okay, like they coming ready. we gonna have a good time tonight. I am excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the first question then. So share with us a fun memory from your past school year or just this past year. I want to hear a fun memory. Okay, must be funny because last already happening. Okay.
I mean, for me personally, I felt like my whole last year was pretty fun. Most of the stuff I did was pretty fun because it was senior year. It's one of the most stressful years, but also one of your best years, in my opinion, because I had so many cool events. I had prom. Me and my friends used to go to the beach a lot when we had time because we would get out of class early, so a lot of cool beach trips, just a little bit of day trips. So that was really fun. That kept it last year really fun.
Question: which beach did you go to? Because we not that close to beaches, girl. Which beach y'all go to?
Oh, we've been to many. We went to Corpus and we've been to Galveston.
On school days?
Yeah, I've done Rockport every once in a while, but barely. I don't think I did Rockport with my friends, but during that time, yeah. I have a very flexible schedule.
That's amazing because I definitely didn't have that in high school. So bravo to you. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, anyone else? Well, as we are thinking, I will share because I was a student last year. My fun memory from my past year was actually learning how to do an IV. I loved it. Having to stick people is not as scary as it may seem. Like it's actually kind of fun. But you have to learn how to, do things correctly because you don't want to hurt the people and no one likes to get stick 6 different times. Like it's awful. But it was actually a lot of fun. I was the only one that was brave enough to actually try it on a real human because we had them on like these arms that create like fake blood and stuff, but I actually get to try it on a human, and it was amazing. And I felt super accomplished. And I had my friends had took pictures, and I sent to my family, and I was like, I'm out here drawing blood, people. Like I loved it. So that was a fun memory for me. Okay, so who's next?
I'll go next.
Thank you.
My favorite memory from the past school year would probably be like I think it was called getting like impressions and getting my teeth cleaned from like the dental interns. Like I don't know, it was, and then walking around after nobody told me I still had stuff around my face.
Oh, Lisa.
Like I mean, it wasn't bad, but like, it was funny. It was. Because they couldn't figure out which trade he is, so we were over there laughing the entire time.
That's awesome. So it was like students your age that were doing this?
Yeah. We have a program at Judson where like to be a dental assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So I have friends in there, so I just let them, I guess, practice on me.
You are a sweet lady because now people touching teeth, and I got to make sure you're not leaving me jacked up, and that's trust, okay? That is trust. So that's awesome. TT, what do you have to share?
Oh, so I never grew up with my sisters. So sophomore year we met and it was like awkward. But junior year we were cool with each other, so it was cool to go to school. And then I knew somebody in our homeroom class. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Hey, family makes things easier, especially if you like the family members that you're hanging out with. Like the experience is so much easier, and it's even more fun because you have someone to share those experiences with. So that's great. I love that. Faith?
Does the summer count?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Last year. So
I went to Houston to visit my aunt, and I got to hang out with my other aunt who is currently going to college down there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to spend time, got to live a little bit of the college life for a little bit. That was a good experience.
So question. So when you got to live a bit of the college life, is that what kind of helped spark that, like, I want to set a plan to get into college? Good. I love that. I love that. So with your plan, I'm already jumping into different questions. So with your plan, do you have colleges that you're looking at doing college trips just to see if it's the right fit for you?
Yes.
Good.
I have currently been looking.
Good. And I would suggest to anyone that is wanting, especially to get into a college or a university, really take the opportunity to do those visits. Like, see what the university or the college, what they have to offer, what are their values. Because you don't want to sign up for a school, walk up in there, and it's a horrible experience because it just wasn't the right fit for you. So I would strongly encourage anyone, if you can, to make your way to do a college visit and have them walk you through the campus. Strongly do it. I'm telling you, that's what happened with me with UIW, and I fell in love with it instantly because I felt like it fits me. So if you're struggling trying to figure out what schools you want to get into, just invest in going to see, because you want to feel excited about the next change in your life, right, Faith? Like you want that excitement. So I would definitely strongly suggest that part. So with that, my next question to you, how have you overcome some of the challenges from this past year? Because we've had fun, but we've also had some low points where we were kind of struggling, trying to make it through. Because I know for me, it was all about preparing for the BOC. And those challenges and learning things that I thought I would learn already in class, I didn't. So it was hard. So So share with me about some challenges that you were able to overcome. PT, you can go
Well, for
first.
me, okay. Well, for me, my hardest class was Algebra 2 honors, and my mom knows nothing about Algebra 2, so I had to figure it out on my own. A lot helped was praying. I know people say that, but it actually really helped.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And the fact that I didn't want to get in punishment for failing helped. So, yeah.
That's actually great motivation. Like, if I have to make it through a hard class, let me at least find a reason to push through. And having punishment is a great reason to push through. Like that is great motivation, because don't nobody want to miss out on no parties or, hanging out with friends because we ain't do our homework. But I'm so glad that you were able to overcome that. So I get it, Toya. Math, algebra as a whole is just a whole nother language. And then you get into even more deeper stuff in that. So Toya, we on the same page, girl. I absolutely get it. Anyone else?
My challenge would probably be economics, because the way they set up my classes, you're supposed to take, I think it's, some social studies classes you're supposed to take before it, but I took it my freshman year. So I didn't remember nothing from all the way freshman year, and then taking economics senior year. That was so hard, and I feel like that was on their part, because they should have set it up right. But how I overcame it, I had to actually study, because, to be honest, I had to actually sit there and study and look at, make note cards and all of that. And
yeah, it's a real thing when you actually have to do what we're supposed to have already done, but you're kind of doing it late in the season, because I can attest to that too well. Very, very well on that part. Lanai?
For me, a challenge I had to overcome was English 1301 and 1302. So first semester and second semester of college English made me jump through hoops, because a lot of the times I had never had to do so many different papers in MLA format, because I'm over here writing 10-page essays, 12-page essays, not once, not twice, but many times over. And I caught myself a lot of the times procrastinating. And if anyone knows, when you have a 12-page essay, but it's also a research project, you can't really procrastinate well on that. So I had to learn to plan ahead and do a lot of organizing my schedule so that I would fit it in. And then I also took the time, because that class in itself stressed me out.
Yeah.
It had been the first class that had ever given me a hard time. And I had to learn how to calm down, de-stress, and learn that school isn't always about studying and buckling down. Sometimes it's okay to have a good time to help you really get back into the mix of things.
Absolutely.
But learning to de-stress was a major thing I took away from this class, even if I didn't get the grade I exactly wanted from this class.
That's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Because I remember doing multiple papers, and there's nothing worse than having a paper typed up, completed, and you thought you saved it, but your computer died and it's gone. You talk about the amount of stress and tears that come from that. So having to be able to walk away, do the self-care, and come back and be able to do the best I can on the paper, I wish I would have learned that sooner, because it took me a while to understand the value of self-care when having so many assignments. So that is beautiful. Absolutely. Question, did they ever teach you APA style as well?
Yes. Okay, I've done all different types of styles before, because, of course, as everyone knows, that MLA is mostly for English, but APA is used more widely for other subjects. Yeah. So I've used APA. Do not like APA. I don't like things with less structure. Yeah. And MLA told me exactly what it wanted. APA was a little bit something else for me.
Yeah, well, because for my medical girls, get ready for that. APA is used a lot in your research papers, is used a lot in a lot of things you have to submit. So as much as MLA is easier, you have to make APA your new best friend. So that is my words of wisdom to y'all a little bit early. Definitely learn to understand APA styles. What about you, Faith? Share with us what you have overcome this past year.
what I had to overcome this past year would be, I want to say laziness.
That's a real thing. Yes.
Yes. I did go to college. I did go to St. Philip's for a year, to get my GPA up so I can go to the college I wanted to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get in that mindset of, pushing myself further and harder and not quitting. And also praying does help.
Yes. Prayer is key. And honestly, I think that you should own the fact that you overcame laziness. Because, like Lanai said, understanding that she procrastinated through some of her stuff. These are things that you should be proud that you're no longer struggling with anymore. Like, there are women, men, youth, y'all's age that are still on the lazy train. So if the fact that you're willing to acknowledge that this was a problem and that you overcame it, claps for you, babe. Seriously, claps for you. Because we have parents. I'm an athletic trainer, and I deal with athletes all the time that are wanting to procrastinate and wanting to be lazy because they just don't want to do. And so having to be like, but you have to, but you need to, and being the one to have to always give that speech, it gets tiring. And I'm not even a parent, and that gets tiring. But to see that you're willing to embrace that and then fix it, bravo. So claps to you for real. If y'all, I can see the claps, so clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. I'm here for the claps. Yes, absolutely. So with the challenges that y'all faced, and we talked about prayer being a huge thing, was it hard for you to go to prayer early or later? Or did you choose to go to prayer later once it got too hard? Yeah, something to think about. Because what I think, the reason why I ask is because as even as adults or people your age, we tend to go to God in prayer when it got too hard. Like, in the beginning, what may have a little bit of a struggle, in the beginning, we may have a little bit of challenges, and it may just be a quick prayer. Okay, God, I need to get through. Amen. But when it starts to get a little rough, and you're wondering if you're going to be able to pass the class, and you're wondering, oh Lord, am I going to have to go on punishment? Then the prayers begin to become a little bit more demanding. Like, God, this is you and me. What are we going to do? So when was it that you realized that I needed to tap into my prayer life a little bit more?
This is a question for everybody.
Yeah.
Mine would probably have to be after I came from the Baylor camp that I came from, because like Baylor is a Christian university, so like we talked about that, and they were talking about like not just praying like when it gets hard, but praying like through it, like at all times. So
that's true. You got to continue to pray even when you overcome it, because there will be times where you're going to get challenged to see if you really overcame that challenge. So continuing that prayer life throughout, absolutely. Anyone else want to share when your moment?
For me personally, I do it early. And like you said, like your example, it's light when it's early, because you don't really know how deep you are in it until you get in it. And then you're like, man, I underestimated this. Like, let me be more direct. I need a good grade in this class really bad. And then so like you said, slowly it starts building. But I am, like you said, sometimes it does follow back around and you're like, ooh, did not overcome that.
Yeah.
So I've gotten in the habit of making sure I'm like, I'm so thankful, God. Like, this is good. You did. Thank you. And I'll keep praying for a little bit after that time until I'm like, okay, it's cleared.
But that's real, because really, if you really think about it and you start like in the beginning of each class, for me, I'm like, okay, God, whatever the teacher is teaching, let it come to where I understand it. And if I don't understand it, help me to have the ears to understand or be bold enough to ask for help. Right. But that boldness doesn't come right away. Like, it's almost like a slow moving train until I really get those engines rolling. And then I'm like, yo, I need help. I need to do this. I need to do that. And it's when I'm like halfway through the semester when that prayer life has completely changed. And so I'm curious to hear, because I know that's not just me, and I know that's not just y'all. I know that our listeners are like, yeah, I can relate to that part. So what about you, TT? What do you think?
For me, my mom's big on praying on the first day of school. So I give her topics. So math class and English class is my number one topic. So I do the light prayer like Lanai. And then I knew I needed to do deep prayers when I started failing that class.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Lord, come on now. Come on. So that's when I knew I really needed to stick to it and pray some more about it. I was praying after every question, before every test.
Yes. That is such key. Pray before every test, guys. Every test. Pray. Yes,
Every single one.
yes. And I love what you said, that your mom asked you for the list of things you want to pray. It is okay to be specific in your prayer life. It is okay. You don't always have to be general in your prayers. You can be like, you know what, God, this area right here, this area, this is where I need to tap in with you on. So I love that you have the opportunity to be given the chance to say what you specifically need prayer in. I love that. What about you, Faith?
For me, sometimes I wait to the very end to ask God for help, because I think I can do it on my own, and it really doesn't cross my mind that I need help until I really need help. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, please come through. And he always comes through at the end.
Yeah, he does. And I love this, because it doesn't, everyone's different, right? Like, we don't always have to start early. Sometimes we're like Faith, we start at the end. Sometimes we're like, some of us we're starting in the middle. I start sometimes really in the middle. That's where I'm at. Like, usually it's in the middle of it. That's when I'm diving in deep. But the fact is that out of everything that y'all have said, you know when you need to tap into that source. You know when it's time to call on the name of Jesus. You know that at some point in this school life, or in this life of yours, that you got to tap in to push through. So whoever is watching, preparing for school, preparing for the next phase in your life, let it be known that you need to tap in to keep pushing through. It rather be early, rather be in the middle, rather be in the late. Push through and tap into the source of prayer that will push you through to get to that next phase. So with that, my next question, what are you most looking forward to in this new school year?
Mine is walking that stage.
I know that's right. I know that's right, girl. That is something to absolutely look forward to. I know that senioritis has probably already started too, hasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I knew it. That is one of the best things to be able to accomplish, that is walking across the stage. Man, thank you for that. What else, ladies? What are y'all most looking forward to for this next school year?
For me, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of new people, because now I'm getting out of my general area. So I get to meet a lot of more people that I wouldn't at college, So finally getting that college experience, having a good time and meeting people that are like me, more like-minded, or maybe people that are opposite of me, to figure out how they think too, So opening my mind to different experiences and different cultures and new things is what I look forward to.
Good. I love that. Anyone else?
Mine would probably be the same. The college life and experience, meeting new people, meeting people that I guess you could say you call like your forever friend, yeah. So that would probably be mine.
Yeah. Everyone says, I know a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people have said that you find your forever friend in college. I found my forever friend actually in middle school, but it's a real thing now. I have like best friends that I developed in college, and we're still friends to this day. And I've been out of college for a little bit now. I'm not gonna put my age out there, but It is a real thing to have those friendships and experiences. What about you, Faith? What are you most looking forward to, honey?
What I'm most looking forward to is keeping the mindset that I have right now of the motivation to keep going, to stay on top of things, getting my life in order because I am getting older, so I want more things, So.
Good. I love that. Yeah, girl, first of all, keep that. Keep that. Because as we said before, challenges are going to come and there will be people that may make you feel less than. There may be experience that you may not like to have experienced, but do not lose that drive and that determination. You fight for what you want, okay? You do that because I know you want it. You want it, so go do it. Don't let nothing stop you from that. So I want to ask a quick question to my upcoming college ladies. Are you commuting or staying on campus?
For me, I'm commuting.
Okay.
So I decided to commute since it was so close.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm staying on campus.
Great. So what I would say for anyone that's watching and you are a commuter, which means you do not live on campus, do your best to stay connected to the university. I know one of the challenges that I had after I had moved off campus was not being able to connect as easily. Like you want to go to class, and then after class, you want to go home because you're tired. Like you don't want to do anything else. But I would encourage anyone. I already talked to Lanai before. If you really want to experience that true college experience, get connected. Rather it's with intramural sports or different clubs that they have. Find ways to stay connected so that way you don't lose the opportunities of that college experience. And that goes to you as well, Faith or TT, wherever you may choose to go to your college or school at. If you do choose to commute, find ways to be connected. Lisa, even though you live on campus, make sure that you attend different things that Res Life is having. Res Life will have a whole bunch of different events every couple of weeks. So make sure you're making friends and doing stuff like that because the college experience is really what makes it fun to keep coming back to, right? Same thing like church. If you're not having fun at church, you're not going to want to come back. So when you're engaged and involved in church, it makes the experience so much better. So I would say definitely just keep that in mind when moving forward. So my last thing to you and I'm asking that y'all would give words of wisdom to anyone that is getting ready to go into high school, to college, just words of wisdom that would help someone to feel that they can handle this next chapter in their life. So whoever would like to go, the floor is yours.
Me personally, I feel like since I've done both high school and college, I feel like if you're a high school senior especially, make sure to focus on ending properly. Don't let now be the time you slack because a lot of us get that senioritis and it's the hardest thing to fight. Let me tell you, you feel like, man, I don't want to do absolutely anything. And that's when the time when people drop their GPA. People fight through junior year, but when they get to senior year, it's like, man, I have to do this, I have to do that. And so always make sure to focus on ending properly because you've got this. You're already there. We just got to finish strong, you know? So make sure you do your paperwork. Look into what your colleges need early because they love when people come in and try to apply early because now you're fighting for the first spot, but you don't have to fight against thousands of people trying to get it. You're fighting against the 10 people, 20 people that are now trying to apply early. So start early. Start writing your letters now that you know you have to apply. Apply Texas, College Board. Start looking into the scholarships you can get now because you could have started scholarships freshman year. So if you're going just into high school now, start looking for scholarships. There's scholarships for every grade level possible. Yes. It can be about the craziest things. Not all of them are essays. There might be art. It applies to everyone. So get out there, try to get as much money. Build your money up. because that allows you to make decisions to go anywhere you want and be creative with how you want to do things. You may end up abroad, Paris, because you saved enough money to go do your dream for anything you want to do. So start there. I'm not saying do scholarships every day when you wake up. I'm saying start small, try to do a scholarship a week. I'm not saying you're going to get every scholarship back, but put time towards that because that is important. And so also remembering, one second, sorry.
Well, while she's doing that, let me just tell you what she said was amazing. Starting early in scholarships and grants, that is a real thing. I remember I actually started late in the season because I was like TT, like, man, I'm a senior. It's all good. It'll happen when it happens. Man, did you know majority of my summer, that's all I was doing was putting in scholarships and stuff. I couldn't even really enjoy it as much because I had things I had to do. So she is telling the truth. The sooner you do it, the better. Because that once it's done, it's done. Then you can go back into enjoying your summer, enjoying your friends, and then maybe you can be like Lanai and find ways to go to the beach on a school day. I mean, hey, if you do the work early, you can have fun earlier. So absolutely, anything else you want to add in, Lanai? Because you were on the road, girl. Let me tell you.
Sorry, I was trying to tell my dad about something with the construction outside. But like I was saying, so please do finish strong if you're a senior. Freshman year, build up your GPA. That's the easiest thing you can do in freshman year. Slowly start building up your GPA. Take classes that you think is hard and figure out if it really is hard, because sometimes we underestimate the ability we have, and that builds your GPA. Start building on the skills that you already have. Look for clubs that already highlight your resume. And it's the things you enjoy. You don't have to do something big. I'm not saying lead a future club, but do something that stands out. Put yourself in the position where you're ready to carry yourself. So when people reflect on they're like, man, you are an amazing candidate and you are exactly what I want for my college. And so start doing those small things, because anything you put your mind to, any dream that you could possibly have, there is something out there for you. There's a club out there for you. There's a scholarship out there. So just put yourself out there consistently. Now, college, if you're a freshman, read your syllabus. Read the syllabus. The syllabus is that golden key to get you in a lot of places, because when you read a syllabus, you know how a lot of your professors are going to act and how they're going to carry themselves in a lecture. Because just by reading the syllabus, it allows you to decide how that teacher is going to treat you in that class and what they expect from you. Because you know how serious a teacher is by their syllabus.
Yes.
So always remember, reading the syllabus is important, because they like to do a little bit of surprise tests every once in a while to see how much did you do your research about this class. Because sometimes teachers and professors prefer that you've already read some of the material beforehand. And if you don't read the syllabus, you may miss that part where it says, oh, week 1, you were supposed to already be a chapter in. So you have something to discuss in class. So really, in college, read. Really do read. Take your time with it, Reading is a necessity, and also for me, when I was taking college classes, tutoring is something. Don't ever feel ashamed to ask for help, because a lot of us feel like, oh man, I'm asking a question and I don't want to sound dumb. What's dumb is not using the resources around you.
Come on here.
What's dumb is not taking advantage of all these beautiful people that have set aside time to teach you. They want to help you as best to your ability. So use all your resources wisely. When I had my first year in college, I didn't use my resources wisely, and it showed. And so I came back the next semester ready to use my resources properly, because that was key. When you have the right tools, allow it to help you, shape you, and mold you so that you can use that knowledge to the best of your ability. So college and high school, always ask questions. No question is a dumb question, except for a question that is unasked.
Look, man, drop the mic. I mean, wow. She gave a whole sermon. People, she gave a sermon. Oh my God. Yes to all of that. Yes. Let me tell you, them syllabus is real. Like, and even though, we've even had to use this syllabus to hold our professors to accountability, because sometimes professors can slack off. and then you prepared all this time, and then all of a sudden they not meeting up to the standards that they set ahead of time, you can use that syllabus to make sure that the professors are sticking to them, because it's a binding agreement between you and that professor. Like, you are understanding what they are wanting and what you are needing from them. Like, same thing. So yes, 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 yes. Wow, so much was said in that. Who wants to go next? My God, that was a whole sermon. Wow.
I'll go next.
Yes.
I'll probably say for incoming seniors, talk to your counselors, because I don't know if it was just my school or what, they don't tell you anything unless you ask.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to your counselors, and another thing would be like, be true to yourself. Don't try to fit in and try to be somebody else. So,
That's real. I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't use my counselors in high school. And the crazy thing is, I actually lived next to my counselor. Like, she was literally my next door neighbor. And we never had a conversation about my next steps. And it's because I never went up to talk to her. I never did. And I didn't know that you had to be the one to initiate conversations for them to present to you what they know. So she is absolutely right. I'm telling you guys, have the conversations, even if it's not with the counselor that is, assigned to you. Find a counselor that you feel comfortable enough to talk to, and then absolutely be true to yourselves. Like, don't be the one to fake it till you make it. Be you and own it. And then if you have problems struggling with who you are, talk to someone to help you embrace and learn who you are. So yes, absolutely. Snaps, y'all are coming with the wisdom. Okay, who is next? Faith, we'll have you at the end. So go ahead, Faith.
So this is just for anyone, I guess, is just to always make sure you have God on your side. And if you don't know any questions and you need help, you always have your family members. They give really good advice because, they've been through it. It's good to ask for help. It is, instead of sitting there with if you have a question and you don't know the answer and you're just stuck. You don't want to stay there.
Yeah.
Because time will catch up to you, and you're still, you could still be there, and you're like, well, what do I do next? But it's good to stay on top and ask questions. Don't fall behind.
Man, y'all, come on here, Faith. Yes, it is okay to ask for help. It is okay. Like Lanai and Lisa and you have all said, asking questions actually shows how strong you are, because you're choosing to not let your weaknesses keep you from moving forward. So ask the questions. Say, like, even if you don't feel comfortable with your professor, find someone in the classroom that you see is doing well and see if you can partner up and tutor with them. We had study sessions outside of our professor because we knew that we were comfortable enough to share our weaknesses. And then the ones who were strong in that area, they were the one running the tutoring class. And then we would switch it around, because there are parts of the classroom or the material that you may be strong in that they may be weak in. And then they may be strong and you're weak. And so you be able to work with each other. And the next thing you know, the whole class is passing because y'all are doing it together. But someone has to be bold enough to say, hey, I need help. So I love that. Man, Scott got the right people on today. Come on here. All right, TT, finish it off.
Along with the girls, you do got to ask for help. As long as you might think you know everything. I'm bad at that. I think I should know what I need to know coming in, and you don't. So you do got to ask for help. And the big man above, he helps too.
Yeah.
So he knows a lot more than anybody else. So that helps. So pray a lot, and that's about it.
Thank you. Yes. And even Faith has said, have God on your side. With God, all things are possible. And I mean, all things are possible. I want to jump back a little bit. There was a question in the comments that asked, how can you become an RA? And really, usually to become an RA is not usually, some universities do not allow any freshmen to be RAs because they want you to experience campus life first. Usually, it'll be like sophomores and above that are allowed to join Res Life. In order to join Res Life, you would have to go to the Res Life office and talk to someone there. They'll give you an application. You fill it out. You do have an interview. They will treat this like it's a real job. So you will have an interview, and then after that, they'll let you know your decision. And for UIW, if you become an RA, they'll assign you to, a dorm or even just like a floor on that dorm. And you do get free room and board, which is amazing because that helps if you don't have scholarships to cover all tuition, but you want to stay on campus. Being an RA gives you free room and board, and you get a stipend. So that's a little bit extra cash in your pockets. So I loved being an RA, but it was a challenge because I had freshmen, and freshmen, they're learning themselves, they're discovering themselves, and so having to be an extra counselor to them. Be prepared for that because you will have to be able to talk people off the ledge sometimes, and I had to do that. So definitely. Be able to explain yes, absolutely, Bishop. Be able to explain what you want to become as a resident assistant, which is an RA. So it's a great job to have, but if you are not ready to be responsible for people, I would not take the job because you are responsible for them. But it's fun. You get to come with activities. And you get to get your creative side gets to come out, and I love that part. So if anyone is ever looking at being RA, I have become one before. Each university is different, but for the most part, they run the same. But I just want to thank everyone, and let me do my overseer type duties. I want to thank everyone that is on here. We saw Bishop and Overseer on. Mama Lucy was on. My BB was on, Toya was on. We saw Elder Eunice and Donna and Toya, and so many people got on today. Ladies, let me tell you, you are a blessing. You are a blessing. You are beautiful. You have so much gifts and talents, and you are smart. And what you're getting ready to walk into in this next chapter in your life, in this next phase in your life, let God be first. Let God always be first. As you all have said, ask for help. Don't allow your failures your weaknesses to speak over your greatness. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. You can do anything because with God, all things are possible. So I am excited to see this next chapter in your life. I am excited to see pictures. Keep me posted with pictures so we can see this growth that you have. And anytime you come back home, you know you have a home with us. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Next week, I will be the host again for Words for the Soul. And we are playing with how next week is going to go. So just be prepared for it to be fun and deep. Let me tell you that much. It will be that. So God bless. Thank you so much again. And we will see you next week. Thank you.